No, I haven't tried that part of KV
Yeah,
Core,
it's very
but
simple
I
to
sure
use.
will. I'll do that today.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Okay,
Thank you so much for the feedback
no, no
and the
problem, no
info.
problem.
Appreciate it.
All right, cool. All right, guys, I want to share a quick story with you guys, and I'll let you guys maybe come in and jump in and share anything you've got. So a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was a little bit longer, I told you guys that a good way to start approaching the markets is just taking massive action on submitting offers, right? So if you're working with investors, or if you're working towards getting an investment property yourself, or maybe even just a first time property for a client, right? First time buyers are a little bit more skittish about a move like this, but if you got an aggressive buyer, then maybe this would work. I had my VA submit massive offers. I would tell you probably close to 60 to 80 offers, and I would just go through the MLS. As a matter of fact, I can tell you how many offers we've submitted. We're up to 80. We're going to be up to 80 this next time around. So what we've done is we've been just submitting offers, and I'm not going to call them lowball offers, but I'm going to call them offers that make sense, because some properties are priced close to my target number and some properties are not. But I make offers on them regardless. It doesn't matter. So for instance, if there's a $300,000 property and I think it's only worth 200,000 as an investor, then I'll just have her write up the offer for 200,000. I think I may have shared with you guys what that might look like. Let me share it with you right now, just to give you a heads up, and I'll tell you the rest of the story. So yeah, this is what I do. I just find the address, the city, days on market, list price, my offer price. I fill in the blank myself of what I want to offer, and then I have my ARV price, which is what it's worth after repair value. Okay, that's what I do. And then I have the MLS numbers just for easier tracking. So what I do here is I just have her prepare these offers at the offer price that I input, and then she submits them. So to make a long story short, the reason I'm telling you this is because we just closed, we just closed our first one on April 24th, which was a property that we got for a great price, 280,000, and the house did not even need that much work. Let me show you guys the pictures. Let me see, Chrome sheets, Chrome.
Luis, can you please show the spreadsheet again, or can you share it with me? Because I actually
Yeah,
am working with an investor who's desperate, and we've been doing that. So today
sure.
he actually just sent me two more. So I kind of want to keep track with that, and your
Cool.
spreadsheet is perfect.
Oh yeah, of course I will. You
Thank
guys
you.
can't see my screen right now, right?
No.
Okay, let me try again. Okay. Okay, here we go. So these are some of the pictures of the house before repairs. Like, look at this kitchen. This kitchen has white shaker cabinets, like almost brand new, probably a few years old. So the home just needs some TLC. It's not like a full reno gut or anything like that. Homes in this area sell for about 425 to 450. We got this house for 280. And I felt like it was a slam dunk, a home run. Even if we sell it for 400, 399, we're gonna run away and make a nice profit on this. So I had no idea how I was going to take this property down, because obviously you can only buy so many homes with the money you have or the credit you can get. So I locked that home up. And then I also locked down two more properties. I locked down a property in Bonita Springs that we ended up getting for, I think, 320,000. And that house is worth like 550 to 600 after repairs. And then I locked up another property for 240 in Cape Coral. That'll be worth about 425 also, but that's a full gut job. About 100 grand worth of work on that one. And we knocked down we locked down those three properties just from us sending out one or two rounds of offers. Now, I had no idea how I was going to take them all down, or who I was going to take them down with, because as you guys know, I like to invest. That's my thing. So what I did was the first property that we took down, I had a friend here in Naples that I met, who has been telling me that he's got investor money that he wants to put to use, and we should find a property together. So I locked that one down with him. I took down the one in Bonita Springs on my own with Joelle. And then the last one that I locked in is a property in Cape Coral. That one, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, because I could have taken it down myself with hard money. But I said to myself, you know what? I'm pushing myself a little bit too thin, running three properties at once. So let me see if I can just maybe sell this property to a client, right? So I made a couple of calls. for clients that I had from New Jersey, guys, not even in Florida. I called a couple of clients in New Jersey, and one of my clients from New York, he's buying it. He's closing on it this week. So from that one go around, we took that, we closed 3 properties. So in commissions, that's almost 30K. And then not to mention what we're gonna make when we renovate and sell the first 2. And then the third one, which I'm selling to my buddy, I'm gonna GC the project for him. So I'll be sending over my contractors and things like that. So I'll make money along the way on that one. And then obviously when we list that property, I'll make some money on it again. So what I'm telling you is I'm not to rub in your face, you know, how well I'm doing, but I'm telling you guys right now that I wouldn't have done any of these deals if I wouldn't have taken the initiative first. Because remember what I said in the beginning, I had no idea how I was going to take down these properties. But once you get properties locked in, you find a way. So once you kind of like give a soft commitment, which is an offer, and they say yes, you will figure out a way. You will make the phone calls. The money will find its way to you if you find a good enough deal. I'm not talking about lock up a deal that makes no damn sense. Then you're not going to find any money. But if you find something that makes a lot of sense and has room for people to make money with you, you will find someone to partner with you, or you will find an interested investor that you could sell that house to and then get the listing back. So if you guys haven't tried it yet, I'm not just telling you to try it because it sounds good in theory. I'm telling you because I've actually done it, and I've done a lot of different things in investing. And right now it seems like this one might be one that a lot of people are overlooking, which is such an obvious low hanging fruit, but it's just strength in numbers. So for me, luckily I have a virtual assistant. So when my virtual assistant is, she has downtime, I just send her a bunch of addresses for her to make offers on. So if you guys are using a VA, or if you guys have a VA, or if you've never used a VA before, that's a good value add task for them to work on, which is consistently just sending out offers, combing the internet for new listings every day, sending out offers. And if not, maybe you can do that on your off time, because there is no better way you can spend your time than with money making activities. So has anyone tried this yet, or has anyone done anything similar to this, or do you guys think you might give it a whirl? And I'll share that with you guys right now. I'll give you guys the link to the spreadsheet so you guys can use it as well, okay?
Thank you. I really want to see it.
Yeah, no problem. Let me see.
Louis, I've done that. I was doing that back in like 2011, 2010, 2012. I haven't done it yet, but it works. I definitely agree with that. Definitely works.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can make a
I'm
copy.
actually doing it, as I mentioned to you. I'm actually doing it right now, and this is someone that I'm going to have part on it. So it's kind of I don't know how to say it. It's something new for me.
Yes. I'm just gonna give you guys a clean version of it. That way you guys can plug in your own addresses.
By the way, Louis, I'm very
Yes.
appreciative of you and all your technology help.
I'm sorry, the stuff that I told you. So you want to share that story, Ivania, about what you were working on?
Oh, no, I was saying thank you for all your technology
Oh.
input, that you take the time, and even your spreadsheets. No, but I met this guy, and I actually I want to get into that investment world. So I met someone, and he's willing to work with me. So we've been sending offers like that. I have an assistant too, so she sends the offer. So today we sent 2 on Friday. Today we're sending another 2. So your spreadsheet will be very beneficial for us.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
All right, let me share this with
I
everyone.
have another question. Maybe anybody in here knows, because now that I have the property in the Dominican Republic, people are asking me questions. They were like, "Oh, we didn't know you do international." But I actually have a property in Costa Rica. I don't think EXP is in Costa Rica. So how would I handle that? I sent an email to Jeffrey, but he hasn't gotten back to me.
Okay, if there isn't an EXP in Costa Rica, you can still get a referral from anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to be from an EXP agent.
Okay. And how do we go about opening EXP in Costa Rica, since my daughter is licensed there now?
Mhm.
I'm
Oh.
licensed here, so maybe I can send her to get licensed there. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, the way to do that is you have to go and submit a application on the EXP, what's it called? EXP Global, I think it's called. Yeah, because
Yes.
we've done it a few times. It's EXP Global. You have to put in your application for that country. Now, I will tell you that Costa Rica is probably a very popular country that's probably already has petitions in, but they do review everyone's. And if it makes sense for them to go with someone like you, for instance, not that you're going to be the representative for the
Okay,
country, but
thank you so much.
you have to nominate a broker from that country. So you wouldn't be able to nominate, let's say, your daughter or yourself, unless you guys live there and you were already operating there under any licensing that you would need for that country. Make sense? Oh, yeah, you broke up pretty bad, but I think hopefully you got that. All right. Anyone else want to share anything before we talk about some other topics?
Louis, I have a random question.
Go for
Any
it.
plans of coming to Jersey?
Jersey, not anytime soon, but usually with my Jersey trips, they're not too far planned ahead of time. There's somewhat sometimes random and last minute. So I'll let you guys know if I do, and if I do come, obviously we'll do a meetup or something like that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while since I've been there, and I know
It was a year ago. No, over. It was last February.
It was
The
whenever
pictures came up.
Ivania.
Yeah, the pictures came up on my phone, and I'm like, oh, here is Louis. But this was so long ago.
Yeah, Ivania, when you did your event, that's when last time I was there.
February.
Yeah.
Ivania left.
Oh,
I
did
think
she?
she's
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah. Her
Yeah,
internet.
she'll come
Wow.
back in a little bit. It looks like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But she had a great event. I remember that.
Yeah, Ivani actually did an event recently. I think it was last week. She did a live event. Was anyone able to attend?
I wasn't able to because it was my daughter's birthday. But
Okay.
the next event she does, I'm definitely gonna go.
Cool. Yeah.
I actually got very inspired by all of her events. I talked to my team leader about it, and I was gonna do a small one and just have him come and explain the model for me. But because we're 400 agents, they want to do it on a very, very large scale now. So they took my idea and they're gonna make it super big and make a recruiting event over here in South Jersey at a very high level.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, there was what happened with the Power Girls thing that was going on in Central Jersey, South Jersey?
I've never been to one, but I think Ivania's like on the panel.
Yeah, there was a girl that was in our group. She's not with EXP anymore, but she used to be very active in that Power Girls circle down in Central South Jersey. I thought you may have attended them. I'm not sure. I thought you were.
No, never. I've never
Okay.
been to them. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Oh well.
I have something random.
Please share.
My market here in Georgia, I have 2 clients that we're under contract with new builds.
Yeah.
And our builders are slowing down drastically. And here's what I'm being told why they're put on hold. The banks.
Can you elaborate?
They
What do you
can't
mean?
finish their projects. Their funds are on hold.
The banks are freezing their credit lines?
Yes.
Oh, that
Ooh.
sucks.
Oh my God. Do you think that's
Yeah.
gonna happen to us too?
If anyone has a credit line, I would have already either maxed it out. I
Yeah,
would have already taken
seriously.
the money out. I'm not telling you what to do with your personal funds, but yeah, you gotta put that money to work because they can and will freeze your lines, and they can also and don't get it twisted, they can also call those loans due if they feel necessary too. So a lot of people don't know that.
Louis and everybody, in 2005 in 2008 when the market crashed, they were closing HELOCs left and right. All those HELOCs were being closed.
Yeah.
All those secondary loans, they were called. I mean, this can definitely happen again.
Yeah, Jose knows. Jose is a veteran. He's been through that already. Yeah, those.
Yeah, so where we were projected to be out 7 months before the build is continued, now they don't know.
Give me a sec, guys.
So yeah,
Belinda, I wonder if that's gonna happen to us too.
I don't know.
Because I remember last summer when the market opened up for you, it opened up here too, but it was like a delayed opening.
Mm.
Like
Guys,
it took us.
I'll share something that happened with me not too long ago. I was in the market. I was purchasing a 5-family home, mixed use, and I was getting a hard money loan at like 9%. And
Oh, that's perfect though.
yeah,
Isn't
no,
it
well,
12 usually?
that was good. That was good back then. But like recently, like you're saying, Sarah, rates increased, and specifically for mixed use properties, my lender said that they're going 14, 15%, 12% on all like residential. But if you're going with the mixed use, for some reason, the banks are really, really being, I guess, careful when they're lending to mixed use property. So I actually backed out of that deal just because the money was not going to make any sense anymore. The expenses, the high interest. So yeah, I can see, Belinda, where this is headed.
Yeah. Actually, I was looking to buy a small, like a 2-bedroom condo for me, like to rent out. But my lender, he's a very good friend of mine. He said this is not the time to do that. He said wait till the end of September because he's predicting that we will have more inventory by the end of September.
Yeah, anything and everything is on the table right now, right? Have we ever seen
Right.
a more uncertain time? Like, this is crazy. The market can go straight up and it can go straight down. We have like no in betweens right now.
But Louis, like you mentioned, the HELOC loans, that's what people are doing now. They're sitting on so much equity
Mhm.
that if they need more money instead of selling, they're just like getting the HELOC and they still can keep their interest rates.
Yeah. Well, I don't know too many banks that do HELOCs nowadays. Do you
Oh,
guys
I've
know?
just did one.
Yeah.
I have a very good lender if anybody needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do those terms look like? Because usually HELOCs are like very hard to come by.
We got it at 11%
Oh
for
yeah. So
30-year term.
oh, you mean a HELOC for hard money?
Yeah, and it only I think it took 5 days to get the money. That's it.
Yeah. Those I don't know. I've seen those before. Maybe yours is different than what I'm thinking, because the HELOCs that I've seen before with hard money, they call them HELOCs. They'll be like, oh, hey, Louis, yeah, good job. You've been kicking butt in the last few years. We'll give you a HELOC for $2 million. And then what they do is every time you go out and buy a property, they do an appraisal on it. They kind of underwrite it. So it's kind of not really like a HELOC. It was kind of
Oh.
like a gimmick for a while, which is like, yeah, you got a $2 million credit line, but then every time you want to buy a property with it, they underwrite it. So it's kind of
Oh.
like, yeah,
The money that I got out was from my equity. Like
from
it
your home
wasn't a
equity.
loan. Correct. Yeah,
But they're charging you 11% on anything you use.
that is correct. Yes.
Okay, well, that's not bad if you're turning that money quickly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's a 30-year term. So the monthly payment was like maybe 380 or something. Like it was very low. It was nothing really.
Yeah, Cassandra's saying that the link I shared with you guys is a view only. It's view only, guys, because you need to make a copy. So if you go to your top left, let me show you guys what I mean. If you go to the top left, you go here to file, make a copy, and then you can label it whatever you want. Then you're able to make changes, because if I allow you guys to make changes, all of you guys will be sharing the same spreadsheet and overriding each other's information. So you got to make your own copy when you open up the file. Okay. Sorry about that, Sarah. But yeah, that sounds really interesting, because hard money rates right now are around 12%. So if you can get 11% on 30-year terms,
Yeah.
that's really good.
It's
That's really
very good. Yeah. And we got the money like so fast. They didn't put us in the underwriting or anything.
Could
It was
you share that information with us? I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 people might be able to take advantage.
yeah, like you want the lender's information, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll put it. He's so nice. His name is Jason.
Yeah,
And they're in 50 states.
that's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love talking to new lenders. That's good. Okay. Has anyone heard about the mortgage tax for anybody that's over a 740 or around a 740 increasing further? Have you guys heard about that? Is anyone familiar with that?
No.
I heard about it. Louis, I haven't experienced it yet, but
Yeah.
I heard about it. It's a little crazy. It's a little stupid, but
Yeah, it's weird,
makes
right?
no sense. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I keep seeing like social media posts stating that if you have a 740 and buying a $400,000 house, the mortgage tax was gonna be like 1,700, now it's gonna be like 3,200 or something like that. It's pretty insane.
I heard about it, but I just read something that they were going to pull it back.
Makes sense.
Yeah, well, I
So,
hope
so
so.
in other words, it was there and it was that, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the upcoming election. But they were going to pull it back, either reverse it or lower the fee, something along the lines of that. I never had a chance to really research.
Yeah, because that's pretty sad. Imagine if you've got a client who's got a 740 buying a house and their ratios are really tight and they don't qualify because of this new like add-on. Like that would be tough. You know, like that would suck big time. But whatever, it is what it is. We don't know what's going to happen with this market. There's a lot of changes going on consistently. Like if you took a year off of real estate and came back, it'd be a totally different world, right? It's
Mhm.
changing by the second. Here, the market's not slowing down. Like there's an area called Lehigh Acres, and it's right next to Fort Myers. It's close to the Fort Myers Airport, and it's like the country rednecks, like hillbillies. Like you may not really want to live there because most places like are on septic and well, and they're so far from any shopping or store. So it's very country. Like you may not be for everyone. Like I personally, I like stuff like that, but maybe not all the time. Like I like the farm life and all that, but maybe not all the time. But it's very like desolate. I went to go look at a couple new constructions there this weekend, and they're flying off the shelf. I'm like, really? Like it's crazy. Like they're just selling. It's everything is selling, and it's strange. I mean, I don't know because I'm like interest rates are up. You know, the Fed's trying to purposely crash the market, and people are still buying. I mean, I know that Belinda's saying that things are slowing down for the builders, but probably demand is probably not slowing down, but builders are slowing down. Would that be the case, Belinda? Is it that the builders might now maybe pump the brakes, but the buyers are still in the queue?
Well, yes, and it's interesting because the same builder that I'm having the trouble with here in Georgia, I was in Florida Wednesday and Thursday over in the area that I'm marketing now, and that same builder is thriving in the on the Emerald Coast in Freeport.
Mhm.
And it's like you said, it's a very rural area. You know, nobody really wants to stay there because it's about 20 minutes from the beach and
Yeah.
there's nothing out there. But they're building up there and they are flying off the shelves like wildflowers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. So I think the banks may be even picking and choosing what areas they're going to allow to populate and
Mhm.
what areas they're going to allow to slow down. That could
Yeah.
be an issue too.
Yeah, for sure. And when you say banks, banks is just such a general term right now when it
Yes.
used to not be that way. But right now, banks, meaning small credit unions and regional lenders, are big. There's a big, massive difference between them and then the big boys like BOA, Chase, Wells. Like it's a tale of two banking systems right now. So if you're
Very
banking
true.
with a small regional place, be very careful. If you've got, you know, more than $250,000 there, most of us will be fine. But those lenders right now are feeling the pinch, and they might have a harder time right now issuing credit just because they've all drank the Kool-Aid over the years, which means that banks can't issue mortgages quick enough and credit lines quick enough, credit cards quick enough, because what happens is that they've got to put your money to work. Because if they don't, they can't cover the overhead. Because remember, they give you 0.1% on your checking account, but they lend it out at 3, 4, 5%. So in order for them to be able to keep getting these returns, they got to keep the money working. So if they got, let's say, a big stockpile of cash and they haven't done anything with it, their go-to is buying these treasuries. And I know you guys have heard me say this before. They're buying government debt. And when government debt rates go up, like right now, since the Fed's been pumping the interest rates so much, like the average Joe Schmo can go out right now and get a money market account and get over 5% interest on their money. So they're taking money out of the banks. A lot of people are taking money out of the banks and doing that. And as you do that, these banks don't have all your money, because if they had all your money, they wouldn't be able to put it to work. So as they require more funds to make good on the promise that they made that they have your money, they have to sell off their government bonds. They have to sell off these treasuries. And right now, the treasuries they bought a year and 2 years ago are worth about a quarter of what they were worth back then. So they have to realize those losses a lot of times. And by doing that, they are burying themselves. So big banks, they can deal with that. They've got enough, and they're too big to fail. Remember that term, too big to fail? If they even got in trouble, the government would be right there to bail them out. But the regional guys, the smaller lenders, they may not be so lucky. And, Yellen, who was Secretary of the Treasury, said personally, like, we're going to pick and choose who we bail out. So be very careful. I don't know if this has anything to do with real estate, even though it's hand in hand, banking and real estate. But if you personally are banking at some of these small places and that those are your go-tos, be very careful because it may not be there a year from now. And that's sad because I like dealing with smaller banks. I used to do all my refis with smaller banks just because they're just more of a, once they do a loan for you, they kind of know who you are, they know your history, and the underwriting is pretty what's that, common sense, instead of it being all about guidelines. So yeah, be careful. Has anyone here seen that happen firsthand with their banking? If you're banking with a small lender, a small bank? All right, good. Let's hopefully keep that way. Hopefully the banking crisis is behind us. But yeah, that might end up being the next catalyst. Like last time we had, in 2008, we had a housing crash because we had mortgages that weren't worth what they were supposed to be worth. They were rated incorrectly, and they were defaulting left and right. And that caused the housing market to crash. This time around, it could be the regional banks and it could be the smaller lenders that could be defaulting like dominoes, one after the other. And if that happens, that could also trigger a huge scare in the markets and everything could sell off. So that's probably one of the biggest things we've got right now hanging above us and hanging over the real estate market. That and a potential of, like, who knows, maybe a nuclear war, right? With one of these countries that we keep playing Mexican standoff with. So it'll be interesting to see. Very interesting. All right, cool. Anyone else? Okay.
Ivania's back. You wanted to ask her
Oh,
something
yeah.
about the event.
Oh,
I don't
Ivani,
know
can you
what
hear
the
us all
heck
right?
Yeah, but I don't know what the heck is wrong with my internet today. It keeps freezing, you guys, and I keep going in and out. So
Ivania, did you
something
pay
big
your
is
bill?
coming, I guess.
Did you pay
Of
your
course,
bill?
I paid my bill. I wish that was the problem. You know what it is? We only have 5. I don't know if it's different. Maybe that's someone that lives in the area. But when I put internet in here, there was only Fios available, and Fios sucks lately.
Oh, wow.
That's true. I have to agree with you.
I
s-
actually
Me
switched from
too.
Verizon to T-Mobile on my cell phone yesterday because I don't have service anywhere and I'm paying so much money.
Right.
You guys, I have
T-Mobile.
last year I switched to T-Mobile, their box system for $50,
Is it
and it's crazy. It's stupid good.
okay?
And the
Good.
best
So I'm
thing
gonna
about
do
that, especially for you, Ivania, if you're doing things outside of the home and nobody's home and you're going to do a conference, you can unplug that box and take it with you and have internet service. You're
I know.
laughing, but it's true because
Are
all
you
it needs is
serious?
That
all
is-
it needs is
God.
you control it with your phone. But it's bananas. And I
Oh,
got like
that's
20 devices and all I do is
nice.
stream and I never have interruption unless they're doing work on the towers. And that's
Nice,
not often.
nice. I think it's because my kids are all home today and everybody's on the internet. But what was the question?
$50. Keep that in mind, guys. All right, I'm done.
That's great. That's good to know.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I kind of saw it in the
Thanks for
app
that
yesterday.
info.
See, it's frozen again.
No, you're
So
fine. We can hear you.
We can see
Yeah,
you.
but then you guys are like frozen, like.
Okay, well, we can hear you perfectly. So I just wanted to ask you if you could share with us, if you chop out, then I'll cut you off. You recently did an
Okay.
event on social media. Can you explain what you did and how you did it?
Oh my God, that was great. So we're actually thinking about not doing in person anymore. We did online, and we had we didn't have a lot of people join in, but out of the people that join in, half of them send their docs to get pre-qualified. And we had a lot of questions. Like, I believe it was like 28 comments when I went back and I actually have to go back into the StreamYard. By the way, Louis, that system is super easy to use and I was so happy. I actually paid for it because it allows you to change your logo. If not, there's like a little duck, and I was like, nah, $20 a month is not a lot. And it records for you, and it sends you the recording like 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
And then you can chop it up and do things with it, but it automatically posts this to Facebook. So I actually had it was between 5 and 8 people at the time during 1 hour. We kept it 1 hour, so people kept coming in and out. But as I said, after that, 2 people send the docs to get qualified. I think that's a great turnaround. And for us not to have to host it at a place, because we actually have been doing seminars on Saturday. Those are working. It's mostly people that are coming are people that are getting educated, people that were in the market in 2019, and now they're coming back from the bushes asking questions again. We have a couple of people working with them, but I feel like the better turnaround we had was that day. We're actually thinking about not doing seminars on Saturdays anymore and doing them on Wednesday evening. Someone told me that that's what they do, and that they get a better turnaround. But I gotta say, I was a little skeptical, or maybe a little afraid of going live into social media platform, because that's not what I'm used to. But even yesterday, instead of just posting the Mother's Day little picture from EXP, I did a little video, and I had a lot of people reach out to me. So as Luis kept saying, forever and ever, and Ivania doesn't do it, just put your face out there and, just do video. I'm actually reaching out to you later because I have a bunch of all my videos that I've been doing. I want to actually put them on YouTube, because I send all these buyer videos that I've been doing on the creative financing and stuff to people. So I might as well get the likes, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, but I was surprised. As I said, out of 8 people that were coming in and out, 2 people send their docs, and they're almost qualified. So that was a great turnaround.
How did you promote the event? I'm gonna ask you a few questions if you don't mind me.
We actually almost canceled it, and actually we've been talking about this, and as I said, everybody's concerned with going into video or whatever. But my lender, she anything that I tell her, she tells me yes. So I love her. So she was like, okay, let's do it. And we were trying to work out. I think I texted you one day before. So I actually learned the system at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I promoted it at 4:30 in the afternoon. And then we did it at 7:30 at night. It was very poorly, preparation was poorly, but it worked out. I feel like if we would have prepared, but with a live, I feel like we do tend to do 2 weeks to a week and a half with advertising for the seminars, but people forget. So you remind them. So since it's a live, I was like, I don't think it matters, because people will just get the text message from me right now and they can just click and go on it, right? So I feel like even though it was pretty prepared, I feel like I would actually do it like that again, just so that I am the one to remind them 1 or 2 hours before, hey, just jump in here today. Because if I'm like, do this next week, I know myself and I know how I work. So I kind of take that into, put yourself in somebody else's shoes. If somebody tells me to log into a seminar that's going to happen in 2 weeks, I'm going to forget.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't like a sponsored. You didn't pay for an ad to go out. You just basically created the event.
I
Right.
created the event. I blasted it. I sent a mass text on KV Core. And then I texted all my close friends that I know are interested in buying, all the people that I've been talking about buying, even some sellers that I have that are on the fence of selling. I texted them. So I texted a bunch of people, and then I send it to everybody on KV Core. So if you're on my KV Core, you probably got it.
Nice. Okay, good. And you did this on Facebook and Instagram, or did you just do it on Facebook?
No, just on Facebook, because for some reason, I feel like Instagram, I have more of like realtors and people that I talk to, but on Facebook, I have most buyers, because my buyers are in the demographics of my friends' parents, and they're all about el Facebook. I'm sorry for saying it like that, but it's funny. So they're all on Facebook, so
Yeah.
that's the people that we're joining. So the people that I'm actually helping, and I've been helping since 2019, that they all got scared when COVID happened. They're like my parents' ages, and they don't do Instagram, they do Facebook. And somebody told me too that for events like that, for lives, Facebook have a higher rating. I don't, that StreamYard does not do it on Instagram. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna chop up parts of the videos and
Post them
post those
as reels.
Instagram, because I get more likes for my reels on Instagram, more comments and likes for those I get on Instagram. But for the attendance, for the long 1 hour video, Facebook was good. I actually didn't do it on YouTube because I don't have a channel yet, but next time I will do it on YouTube because it allows you to stream on both.
Yep, you can do both at the same time.
But it was so simple, and as soon as you go live on the app, and because it's not even an app, it's like a website. So as long as you go live, it puts you live on Facebook. So it's not like you have to be doing both. So you work from the app. And you know what I love, that it puts the little background music in the back too. That was
Yeah.
a cute thing, because I always struggle with the music in the back.
Let me show you guys what Ivani is talking about. So this software I've used before in the past, and it's amazing. It's great. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons why it's so good. It's called StreamYard. So StreamYard is kind of like Zoom. And it's a way for you to be able to have professional style, either podcasts or presentations that are going to be live, or anything you're going to do live, which is really cool. But the beauty of it is, like Ivani was saying, is that it'll also record your content and it'll give it to you afterwards. Very similar to Zoom as well. Now, the reason why I like StreamYard much better for live streaming is because it's made specifically for live streaming. It's not made for group calls like this, right? Zoom is really good for group calls. StreamYard is specifically like if you want to have the best experience, user experience with lives, right? So what it allows you to do is you can take someone's question, if somebody's asking questions, and you can pin it. So you can pin it on the screen, so that way people can see the question as you're answering it, right? Because if somebody jumps into the call like halfway through you explaining what the question was, they would have missed the question. But with StreamYard, if you pin the question, they see what you're talking about. They don't just hear you randomly just talking about something. Like, see this little post just got pinned right here on the screen, right? So that's kind of what it does. Additionally, you can stream live to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, right? You can incorporate other people into your video. So for instance, if there's someone else who is going to be a guest on your, let's say a lender or a title person or someone else, you can put them into the video as well, either side by side, or that person can be the main person and you can be a little bit in the corner in like a smaller little box, or you can show your screen, your computer screen, and then you can be in the corner as a little box. There's so many things you can do with StreamYard, but I'm going to tell you right now, the most underrated thing that you could do with StreamYard is the fact that it uses their computing power and it uses their servers on the cloud. It doesn't use your computer. So what that means is you don't have to be set up to like a really, really like strong Ethernet connection, and you don't have to be like on a powerful computer. You could literally be on a Wi-Fi signal at a Starbucks on your laptop and do a live stream and not have any glitches, because StreamYard is doing all the heavy lifting. Now, that's a little bit more technical. That's for people who understand those kinds of things, but try doing the same thing, live streaming with other software, like computer-based software. I've used those as well. And those are free, and you can do a lot of those for free, but they're very tasking on your computer CPU. And they make your computer run hot many times as well, and they tend to crash a little bit more. So the fact that this system, you can use it on their servers and everything on them, and you can brand your logos into the into the screen. You can put people's names on the screen. If you have a guest, it'll show their name, all those things. Very, very cool. So I'm not getting paid for telling you guys this, and neither did I get paid for telling Ivani about it, but I'm telling you, it's one of the best tools if you guys are planning on doing buyer seminars, seller seminars, agent recruiting seminars or anything like that, like anything you want to do, you can do. You can also stream to a lot more places than just YouTube and Facebook. You can stream to all these other ones, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, all those if you wanted to, if you had an audience there. So it's pretty cool stuff. The reason you can't do it to like Instagram or TikTok is because their APIs are not meant for live streaming from third-party software like this. It's meant for you live streaming natively from the phone like this. Okay, so that's what they want. There's ways to jailbreak all that stuff, but it's way too complicated for me to figure out. But you're better off if you're going to do a live and you want to incorporate TikTok and Instagram. You're better off just getting a tripod, sticking your phone here, and then just hitting live on the phone simultaneously while doing one of these. You're not going to get the same experience because they're not going to see your screen. That's a downside of, you know, streaming on Instagram or TikTok, is that they can't see your screen unless you're going to like take the phone and literally turn it and show them. So that's the only downside to that. But you can use this software for free, and you can use this software for 20 bucks a month. So if you guys are going to do anything, I suggest you guys all just go in and just get a free account and just play around with it and just see what you could do. The other cool thing is that you can actually record a video on here without being live. And then later on, you can use that video for anything. You can share it on YouTube. You can share it on Instagram. I'm sorry, on well, you can do Instagram too. You can share it on Facebook, anywhere you want to share it. So if you like that like picture-in-picture type look, where you know you're showing your screen and you're at the corner, maybe you want to go over an article you just read and you want to make that a video, you can use StreamYard for that. It records the video for you and it gives you the video when you're done. So that way you can do that cool like picture-in-picture thing that you've seen a lot of YouTubers do, and then share it wherever you want, however you want. Make sense? Anybody have questions on that?
One of
the
the
other thing
things
is,
that I love too is that it records on that website, not on your phone.
Yeah.
So one of my issues before I changed my phone yesterday was storage, because I
Mhm.
have so much media in there. So that was cool. I was
Yeah.
happy about that.
Yeah, of course. The other thing it does too, which is really, really cool, is that it's an aggregator. So what it does is it takes all your comments and questions from Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you're streaming, and it aggregates it all of them right next to each other. As you see here, these little comments are popping up. So that way you don't have to jump from one streaming platform to the other streaming platform to see who's asking questions. It all shows up right here, and you can pin the question. It's really cool. It just makes your life so much easier if you're going to get into live streaming events. It's the most efficient thing you can do. Cool. All right. All right. Anyone else have any questions or anything that you want to share to today's meeting?
Luis, I wanted to share the little flyer that I have of DR in the chat, but it's not letting me. Guys, you know, if you guys have a buyer or something, just post it, blast it on your media. You will get attention, like, oh, you do international now.
So you're trying to share your screen? Is that what you're saying? You turned off your microphone.
I'm trying to share it on the chat, but it says the access to file restricted by your account admin.
Okay. You probably have to make that file open and available to everyone. Unless you want to share your screen. Do you want to share your screen so we could see it? Or is it you want to give it to us?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to give it to you guys so you guys
Oh. Well,
can
then,
blast it on social media as well. Once I have the full listing, I will send it to you guys, because over there in the Dominican Republic, it's different. They actually list the properties on the enterprise, which I
okay.
thought was
Yeah, because they don't have an MLS. So if you want, either screenshot what you have or email it to us, and then we can use it from there.
okay. I'll email it, because I'm trying to share the picture on the chat, but it's not letting me. It doesn't let me share files.
Yeah.
Louis,
Yes, sir.
the open chat AI, are you gonna continue with the
Yes.
training?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good.
Google just rolled out a free version of the ChatGPT, which does a lot of things that ChatGPT can't do, such as surf the internet and give us real-time data. So I'm in the process right now of learning how to utilize that. So for next week, I'm going to continue with Google's version of it, which is probably something that most of you guys are like, oh, thank God, because I really didn't want to have to start using Bing, right? I know I wasn't looking forward to that. So yeah, for next week, I'm going to cover with you guys how to use Google's version of Bard AI. Have you guys, has anyone used that yet? Anyone have any
I've been using the AI, yes, and it's been so helpful.
on Google or on ChatGPT?
No, Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, I use it like I have to say I probably use it at least once a day. Oh, one cool thing I did, guys, that I want to share with you, and I'll teach you guys how to do this next week, is I was able to download a shortcut on my iPhone. You guys know what shortcuts are? Or I didn't know until a little while ago. And it allowed me to create ChatGPT as a shortcut on my phone. So right now, I can go on ChatGPT just by pressing this button,
Oh,
and
how did you do that?
and then ChatGPT opens up as like a Siri, and then I
Oh,
can say,
Really?
"Can you
how
tell
did
me
you
the
do that
best
though?
movie right now in the movie theaters?" And then once I ask it that, it comes back with the answer in a couple of seconds. You'll see right there. There's the answer. So
Oh, that's amazing.
it says, I don't have access to real-time information, but currently highly rated movies in theaters are A Quiet Place Part 2, Cruella, and The Heights. So I'll show you guys how to do this, and I'll show you guys how to work with Google's AI next week, so you guys can make this part of your shortcut. Because you guys know a lot of times, like you're on the road, like, damn, I wish I had ChatGPT like shortcut right now so I could use it, copy it, information, and then paste it somewhere, right? And you have to go into the web-based site, and then you have to log in again because it logs you out like almost all the time. And
Yes.
yeah, and then you gotta like go through your credentials again. So it's a pain. It's like a 3-step process. But with
It's
this, you
so
can use it as
annoying. You have to keep logging in every time.
yeah, with this, you can use it as Siri. So what I'll do is I'll forward you guys the video I use, the YouTube video I use to learn how to do it. You guys can,
Perfect.
if you guys want to install it from now to next week. And then if not, I can show you guys how to do it next week if you
You know,
guys
that's
can't
how
figure
I
it out.
help my kids do their homework. I just cheat.
Oh my God, it's so much easier, right? And then not only that, but you can have it explain to you like, okay, how is it that you got that answer? And it'll teach you, which is great. It's not just giving you the answer.
Hey, good morning.
Hey,
So, yep, I also downloaded the same thing you did for Chat GPT. Oh, the whole weekend, well, Saturday, I spent the whole day like playing with it. Oh my God, I'm gonna send something in the chat that I copied and pasted, or I did.
mhm.
Let me show you. Just to create like 7 days posts with videos, quotes, hashtags, just for EXP. Look at that.
You sharing?
Yes, I shared it in the group. It
Okay.
probably only did like 2 days, but yeah, you could do all
Oh
that.
yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Certainly. Here's a 7-day social media content plan tailored for EXP Realty. Awesome. Yeah, check that out. You guys, I hope you guys are reading the chat. That's really helpful. You can do anything with this stuff, man. It's crazy. I'm gonna try to find a video and share that with you guys before I forget here.
Copied and pasted already.
Let me see. Watch later videos. Hmm. Yeah, I know I saved that video to watch later, but once I find it, I will share it with everyone through email. I got everybody here on email. Oh, here we go. Watch later. Let's see if I find it right now.
On my phone, when let's say you go to the Chat GPT, on the top right corner, it has the little 3 dots. You press the 3 dots and it says add to home screen, and that's it. That's how I was able to add it on my phone.
Oh, really? Oh, so you took a
Yep.
really easy approach.
Shortcut. Yep.
I need all this information. This is so cool.
I'm like a video hoarder. Okay, here we go. I found it. Share, copy, and here you go, guys. Yeah, this video is really good. It's called this Chat GPT shortcut for iPhone is insane. Yeah, so sorry guys if you don't use the iPhone. I'm not sure if there is a solution for the Android yet, but yeah, if most of you guys are probably running on iPhone, so it works pretty good. Awesome. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and close out with our prayer. Thank you guys all for being here today. You guys are,
Wait, I want to take a picture
oh, go for it.
for our other job. Okay, 1, 2, 3, cheese. Let me check.
Show up in the picture. Can you
What
do that again?
happened?
Can you do that again? I wasn't in it.
Yes.
Log in. All right.
Okay.
Mm.
1, 2, 3. Thank you, guys.
Did you
Awesome.
get me in it?
Everybody's trying to be in the picture.
Everyone's good?
Louis, I wanted to quickly share something if I could.
Please, please.
Yeah, so just kind of bouncing off what Ivania was talking about with seminars. So I actually have a seminar coming up on the 23rd, a home buyer seminar. This is the second one I'm doing with, I don't know if you guys have ever worked with Valley Bank. So Valley Bank is like a mid-sized bank. They're a New Jersey-based bank.
Yeah.
And I've worked with them since last year, and this is going to be my like second home buyer seminar with them. The last time we did one was in like early March, and we had about 18 people, and I used like Facebook and Instagram to kind of get all that traffic. I created an Eventbrite, and I wanted to share it with you guys in case anyone is looking for like a lender relationship. Sometimes we're afraid of the big banks, but I've had such good experience. They have so many great programs and grants available to buyers. And if you guys are interested in coming by, it's going to be on the 23rd in Springfield, so it's local.
Yeah.
So they're allowing me to use their branches, which is pretty cool. I had the last one we did was in Bloomfield, so I'm kind of like moving around from like county to county. So if you guys are interested in maybe like coming by, bringing your clients to see if there's any programs that your clients may benefit from, they have great first-time home buyer like programs. They participate in the Community Advantage program. Investors as well. They lend to like 1 to 4 family. So I'll email you guys the flyer in case you have someone that might be interested and you guys want to come by as well.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Liz. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you, Liz. Do you have an Eventbrite link for
Yeah.
I
it?
do.
That would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, share that.
Louis, another thing I wanted before we close, can we talk about next week about this Newark buy a property $1 thing that it's going on around?
Oh, really? Is that back around again?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got 3 clients interested in that, and I have no idea how to get info on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
like how do you buy a house for $1?
I'll buy 3. Pat, wrap it up for me.
Yeah, well, we'll research that together live next week, because usually those things are right on their website. They have to have that information disclosed. But what I remember last time when they did that, it was it's very restrictive. You know, there's super restrictive policies around that. But I can't remember off the top of my head what they were. But I'll look into it, and we'll do the lifetime research next week.
There's 3 deed
Perfect.
restrictions.
Okay, go ahead. Please.
For the dollar properties in Newark, there's 3 deed restrictions. It depends on the type of buyer you are, and it's not for investors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
That's
makes
the
sense.
gist of it.
That makes sense.
I heard you have to stay living there for about 10 years. Is that even true?
That's
It
probably
can't
depends.
move or
So
sell?
they qualify you. So you have to go to the city. You fill out an application. They qualify you, and you fit under 1 to 3 categories. So if you have lived in Newark for 10 years, I believe that's like the least restrictive. They pretty much, this is for it's mainly for the residents of Newark to own instead of rent. That's the main purpose of it. So if you lived in Newark for 10 years and you can prove it, you can show proof that you lived there, that's the least restrictive. If you're trying to move into Newark, they're not going to limit you, but that's the most restrictive. And then there's one in the middle I forgot about because I don't have clients like that.
Gotcha.
Is it just Newark or
What's the commission on a dollar
County
property, John?
for Newark?
It's a municipal program. So it's just Newark, and it's city-owned property. So so a few years ago, they did the land bank where they sold a whole bunch of city-owned properties. Those investors agreed to participate in this program. So they're newly renovated or newly constructed, but they're limitedly sell to this program.
And you're saying if you're not from Newark, you can still buy, correct?
You can still buy, but it's not for an investor. You do have to live there and they will check. It's not like with the buying an REO, you're trying to get on.
Thank you, Genius.
You broke up a little bit, but can we get a 3% commission on that $1 though from the city of Newark? I don't know if he's still there. All right, cool. All right, let's go ahead and close out, guys. Thank you for being here. Like I mentioned earlier, you guys are amazing. Good questions today, and next week we'll pick up where we left off. So thank you, Father, for giving us this opportunity to be here today, Lord. We thank you for all the blessings in our life, Father, that sometimes we forget to talk to you about. And we thank you, Father, not only for the blessings on all the great things that are in our life, but also thank you for the difficult moments, Father, that you put in our lives to help build character, Father, and to appreciate what we do have in our lives. Father, we ask you to always keep us healthy, if that is in your will, and keep our families healthy, Father, and allow us to every day learn a little bit more and become better versions of ourselves. We thank you for the information that was shared on this meeting today, and we ask you to please provide more for the upcoming weeks, Father. Thank you for everyone who was here today. Guard their families, Father, and guard their business, and help them be more productive. And bring us back here, Father, next week in good health and good spirits. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
And thank you, Louis. Have a great
Thank you,
Yeah.
Louis. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Louis.
Take care, guys. Thank you.